What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of Pig, the newest film from director Michael Sarnoski. Now, as always, before we begin, if you like this channel, awesome, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like any of these videos, awesome, hit that like button, as well as commenting below on any video to watch, including this one. So Pig is the story of a truffle hunter, who of course is played by Nicolas Cage, who plays Rob, and Rob with his pet pig, who's a truffle pig who he's very much attached to, search the Oregon wilderness forest of these things called truffles, which are a very rare delicacy that are used in very expensive dishes. And one night his truffle pig is basically taken from him or kidnapped from him, and he goes on a journey with the help of his handler who transactions the whole truffle situation, who of course is played by Alex Wolff, who plays Amir, to look for where his pig is. So what happened to his pig. They go on a quest or journey, whatever you want to say. And in essence, that's what the movie's about. It's about him trying to retrieve his pig back so he can go back and live as a hermit in his Oregon wilderness forest area. So when it comes to Nicolas Cage films, his filmography, for the last 10-15 years now, we know Nicolas Cage has been very over the top, very much at 11, doing very manic, very just out there performances similar to stuff like Mandy or Prisoners of the Ghostland, or of course Willy's Wonderland, which just came out. So he's an actor that is very much stereotyped in this weird manic world that he's kind of put himself in. But for the most part, he's done it because a lot of times he has financial issues, so he takes on parts that represent kind of, I think, what Nicolas Cage really is, which is a very strange, weird individual. And so when it came to a movie like this, I expected another out there, very strange performance, very over-the-top, silly performance, with him going on an action route to get back his pig, something like John Wick or something like that. And to my actually happiness or excitement, that didn't happen. This is actually not only not an action film, but it's actually a well done, well produced drama with a very subdued, reserved Nicolas Cage, who every once in a while will let his Nick Cageism come out with like a scream or something like that. But what this movie is trying to basically tell us is this man just wants his animal back, or the thing that he loves most, so that he can go back and do what he's always been doing, which is truffle hunting and stuff like that. And the obstacles that get in his way, you start to truly think that something's going to happen. But because these people who know who this character Rob is, they are very much trying to stay out of his path and stuff like that. So they let him do his thing, and then eventually comes to a conclusion that is very kind of very melancholy, very interesting, and something that I wasn't truly on board with, but I still think gave a lot of levity for a film that, once again, I thought was going to be an action, manic, over-the-top, silly type movie. And this is one of the best character pieces, character roles for an actor like Nicolas Cage in a long time. I think the fact that he was willing to kind of calm himself down and just be on a more dramatic path really represents what Nicolas Cage can do at the best of times instead of the worst of times. And he also has the help of Alex Wolff, who, of course, if you've seen Hereditary, you know how good of an actor Alex Wolff can be. And it plays real well in this movie. I think Alex Wolff is actually the standout of this movie because he's a kid who has a very wealthy, very important father who kind of looks down upon him. And because he's developed this relationship with the Rob character, I really feel the mood and the tension and the sadness come out of this performance. And I think Alex Wolff does some really great stuff here that really shows that at some point in his career, he's going to be one of those top tier level actors that's going to get a lot of great roles that will put him in prominence of some sort if he can ever break out of people's shadows. But watching him and Rob, the Nicolas Cage character, and the kind of development of their relationship as the movie moves along is once again refreshing, because it really shows that Nicolas Cage doesn't need to be manic and doesn't need to be forceful to be somewhat compelling within another individual. It just really works as well, as better than I thought it would. And it just really helps that this movie just takes a very small approach to a very kind of powerful look into somebody's just quest for, normalcy, I guess you could say. And I think Michael Sarnowski's script, and I think his direction really helps keep, Nicolas Cage on point, keeps him on level. And I think overall, the way this film looks, it's very drab and, gray, and very much what Oregon is known for. But when you go into the city, you know, there's a lot of, you know, muted colors and golds and stuff like that. It makes the city pop. But overall, this movie, I was really surprised by. I was really shocked by. There are some points in this movie where I didn't think it worked very well. I think the ending's a little rough and a little too in its face for what it's worth, but I think when you sit down and you kind of take in what this movie is doing, you take in the ideas that this movie is trying to present, and you see a different kind of very subdued performance from Nicolas Cage, I think you'll actually be surprised by how much you enjoy Nicolas Cage in somewhat normalcy, even though he lives in the Oregon Wilderness Forest with a pig, which is not really normal, but for Nicolas Cage, it's 100% a normal film for what it's worth. So, and like I said, it's not the best movie in the world, but for a Nicolas Cage film, it's actually pretty good. So, but with that said, that's gonna be my take on Pig. Thank you so much for watching. In the comments below, let me know, are you interested in seeing this film? What is your favorite non-crazy Nicolas Cage performance? Is it something like, you know, Raising Arizona, Adaptation, Leaving Las Vegas, all that good stuff? But anyways, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like any of these videos, awesome. Hit that like button. And as always, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.